We do have a statue of him in Washington. And then thirdly, we did a joint presentation with the Guide Association of New York and the DC Guild on 9/11, them talking about the 9/11 Memorial and Museum in New York, and the DC Guild talking about the relatively new Pentagon 9/11 Memorial. So we think it's great for guide associations to collaborate with each other. Next slide. So I mentioned previously our Certified Master Guide program. We do have 3 levels of tour guides. Our Certified Master Guide level program are our highest level of guides, and that program is co-chaired by Maria Lamarzi and Karen Miller, who do an outstanding job, and our Education Committee co-chaired by Chris Bauer and Pat Abler, and our Training Committee chaired by Cliff Sepherlis. Next slide. That concludes my presentation. If you have any questions, feel free to send them to us in the chat box. Thank you very much.
Manu, it's your turn.
Thank you very much, and greetings to everyone. My name is Manu, and I am very honored to present our next presenter from the TKTC, or the Tarih, Kultur, Tourism, Rehberleri, Cemiyeti, the President Baris Partal.
Baris, we continue.
I think you can hear me.
Yes, now it's good.
Hi, everyone. It's beautiful to see you all here. I don't know, it's about 30 people or something. I was just taking a short nap, but it became a little bit long just before I woke up. So sorry for that. I didn't prepare any presentation, but I have some news from Turkey. And I also see that a member of Turkish Guide Union board member is among us. It's beautiful to see their interest. That it's a, it's encouraging for us when you consider the next convention. So what we did in Turkey was a very busy period for us after the March. Almost all the guides worked everywhere. In Turkey, it's our job is regulated, and there is a certain fee, minimum fee, that wage has been declared by the Ministry of Turkish Tourism and Culture. This year, something interesting happened because of this high amount of devaluation that's not visible on the paper, but in the life and everywhere. The first time in the history, guides didn't work in the minimum wage, but sometimes 60, sometimes 100% higher than the on-paper wage. So that was the good news, and this number of price, daily fees are getting high. This is the first thing what we've seen from the April. April was another important day for us because, 17th of April is the birthday of Halikarnas Balıkçısı. Yes, I know very few of you know about him. He is a 132 years ago was born person, and he is the year 1890 is the year that the very first regulation on guiding business in Turkey has been taking place. So we decided as a Turkish, as a History, Culture and Tourism Guides Association, we should declare that his birthday, 17th of April, can be Turkish National Guides Days. And 3 years ago, we decided to celebrate the 17th of April. And this year we did it. We wanted to make with all other institutions in Turkey, but this Corona time and the issue comes to the April. April is a already busy period for this year. We didn't have enough celebrations or social events to celebrate that occasion. But this year and on, we expect the other institutions supports. So, I don't want to put myself aside from the word community, but 132 years old business, and knowing this very old history push us to do something. So we decided to publish an online magazine 3 years ago after Corona time, and we made this 17th of April special issue, and everything is in Turkish. First of all, I have to convince my friends to convince into the celebrations. Then I will invite the whole world and other colleagues all around. What we did in April, the Turkish National Guides Day, is also we have World International Guide Tourist Guide celebrations. Unfortunately, this year didn't happen. Something called in Europe, last year, 2021, within the Schengen zone, there was a free travel and there was no problem within EU, but Eastern Mediterranean and the rest of the world, we suffered. China is still suffering and they can't travel. So we still think that we have some time in the future soon. So what I am into personally, I'm trying to convince still my friends to work into sign language, to do the business, not only in Turkish Sign Language, but in the international wise. There is a language that very few people use today. I know this is not that profitable job because there is no big money in this deaf community, deaf people side. So what we can do, we can give the service, we can make bigger the experience, then we convince people to learn this common language worldwide, so we can make the guide. We can change something in the world's history just by applying this language as an official language, maybe first thing. The last subject from our association is the Sicily. I have been to Sicily last week and then 3 weeks ago to different occasions, to different times, and I had chance to see the friends there, especially Lisa. I don't know if she can see us, and they are preparing the convention for 2024. Everything goes beautiful, and it's a nice example for us because, we were nominee, we were running for the 2024, but it was the first time for us. I think we made a good experience. We got the good experience, and we keep on running for Istanbul for the 2026 and 2028. We have beautiful supporters here. The first time we were quite alone on the road. This time we have very, very strong supporters, and we we have hopes that something will change in the next year. So we will have a better situation for economic and touristic activities. So far, guys, I don't want to take your beautiful time and valuable time. I had 5 major topics. Unfortunately, we have one more thing. It happened last month. Didem is one of our Expo member. She had a traffic accident in the mountainous area in between Istanbul and Ankara. It's a beautiful spot, by the way. It's like Swiss Alps. But her vehicle was a minibus, and the minibus had an accident. Upon this accident, we realized that this type of buses make these accidents continuously. So we decided to check a little bit if this so often happens. So what we did, we started a commission, 4 people working in to learn which accidents happen, what car happened. So if there is a certain problem with that type, specific that cars, so we shouldn't use, at least we have to inform our members and the other guides in Turkey and agencies, travel agencies, of course, at least knowing the disadvantages of that car. This was the very new topic for us. So then on, we have new members, and we have a beautiful project for 2023. This is a very local problem, looks like, because when we begin, let's say 30 or 40 years ago, I got the license from school. We can get license in Turkey in 3 different ways. This could be a vocational school, license degree, or master degree. But in the past, it wasn't like that. In the past, there was no school. There you need to know someone making this job. So you meet with him. If you have a chance, I mean, by chance, you can see 2 or 3 times he or she on occasion, on the tour. So this was a beautiful relation in the past, people create between master and apprentice. So boom, that master and apprentice relation used to prepare the younger person for the future of the business. So we lost that after the schools. So this is caused another problem. It's a big crack between the old generation guys and new generation guys. We have many other problems as well, but at that point, now we have the big gap in between these 2 scale of the society in guides. In Izmir, we have a beautiful member, Sibel. If she was here, you would love to listen to her. Maybe she will share her experience about the project that they are making on with the Izmir University Guiding School Department. They get 4 or 5 student guides between 19 to 22 years old. So they whole year long, this project, they are following the guys, the master teach them on site 2 times in a year. They explain the tours to the masters and if they are doing correctly or not. So this project is ongoing already by Izmir area. Now we want to make this Turkey-wide. All Turkey should have this project. So we are working for this last subject for the 2023. This is my news from Istanbul, guys. Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, one moment.
Okay, sometimes this silence makes me feel so bad.
Thank you, Baris. Thank you
You're
for that
welcome.
wonderful presentation. Thank
You're
you so
welcome.
much.
Thank you.
It's nice to see you again.
Thank you.
So continuing on our journeys, our next presenter is from Slovakia, the Slovak Tourist Guide Association, and the chairman is Mr. Marian Pilacic. Marian, welcome. The floor is yours.
Príjemné popoludne z Bratislavy. Good afternoon from Slovakia, here from Bratislava. Dear colleagues, I prepare a short presentation, which is the part of our association journey in 2023. I hope we are in. Can you please see my presentation now?
All is good, Marian. Thank you.
Our organization was established in the year 2003. We are just a younger organization at the moment with 175 members. It's less than 3 years ago, not only the impact of the COVID, but the generation change and maybe the situation which is here in Slovakia now connected with the war in Ukraine reduced the part of our members. We joined the World Federation of Tourist Guide Association very short after the establishment of our organization, and we joined the European Federation of Tourist Guides too, but we cancelled our membership in 2012. Maybe it's very interesting to compare how high the expenses for the membership in our organization. It's only 50 euros per year, and we celebrate in the next year the 20 years of Slovak Tourist Guide Association. We can offer to our colleagues our own tourist guide website with a list of the qualified tourist guide, and you can find, if you go for www.touristguides.sk, the complete list of the quality guides organized by our association with the contacts. And very important is for us the employment of our colleagues, so we can direct promote our colleagues on the website, but we have the special job market. If you are looking for a tourist guide, you can send one of the requests, and we prefer to contact you directly with our guides. Very important for our colleagues are the news and the information. A lot of the information from the World Federation of Tourist Guides Association, from the authorities in Slovakia, about the life of our organization, internal, about all changes. This is the stream which is the very popular by our colleagues. For the younger colleagues or colleagues which need refresh the skills and the knowledge, we have the special tutorial program and consultation department, and this is very useful, especially by the colleagues which started. It's not dependent by the age. We have the colleagues which restarted the new career now, maybe age 60, 65, and ask us for help, and we are ready to help to all. Very important is for us the training and education. We provide every year a lot of the special training units, and we have the special excursion to our galleries and the cities. Maybe the new opening of the National Gallery in Bratislava will be the next one in January. And we have the special classes, maybe about the voice, about the law system of the European Union, about the working law, and actually about the skills and best practice exchange of the guiding. For our colleagues, it's very popular, the new phenomenon which was started with the COVID impact. The Zoom meetings are very popular, and our part of the infotainment, our special next will be a live stream on the 22nd of December, our Christmas Eve, which will be in person and online, like a transmission from our party, and we play a lot of the Kahoot quiz, which is good thing. You can recognize our colleagues by the ID cards on the right-hand side of the screen. You can see the tourist ID card issued for this year 2022. One of the very useful tools is a QR code. It's very good in the contact. You can check on the Street View tourist guide, which is linked directly to the profile of our tourist guides on our website. And this can be used for a commercial affairs and issues. Maybe if you are going to the tourist souvenirs store, this can be maybe you key to the provision and another benefits. We are very deep involved in the presentation of Slovak Republic. We have very good partnership with the Slovak National Tourist Board, which is Slovakia.travel. We have very good relationships to the authorities in the capital city of Bratislava, and the tourist guides are the best ambassadors of all countries, regions, and cities. Restart in Slovakia, this was very painful. Our business was completely frozen in the year 2020, 2021. Now we are working with minus 40% of our colleagues, and we are very busy. And we asked in one of the surveys, what was the main reason to go and skip out from the profession of tourist guides? Very interesting is this results summary. Money is only ranking on the place 3. A lot of the people employed in tourism, tourist guides, and maybe the staff of the restaurants or the drivers said, we explore something difficult for us in life. If you spend more time on the street during the hot and cold days, it's not so comfortable. And the top of the reasons why the tourist guides canceled was more free time for private life and more freedom not to be always working during the weekends. So, yes, it sounds crazy, but the money not first. If you speak about a business, we are very good employed. You see, minus 40% of the staff, but we are only on the half of the volume of the clients here in Slovakia. The restart was not in the whole country with the same intensity. If you speak about the clients, the key markets like Asia or Australia are completely frozen. And now we are working especially with the travelers. We are very lucky about the opening of the overseas market. We are working with a lot of the clients of the cruises. Mostly of them are postponed from the years 2020 and 2021. We have a big problem in the more days Slovakia trips. The majority was cancelled. I said about this at the beginning. Slovakia is a neighboring country to Ukraine, and the second impact which hit us is really the fear about a war in our region. We hope this will be only temporary and will be find the good end. What is very good now in the Christmas time or during the weekends are very short one-day tours, especially in Bratislava. We are very close to Vienna, only 1 hour by car, train, or line bus. And this business is very good. Maybe about the events for the next year. So far, you prefer to join us. The January 12 up to 15. We are the host city after Slovenia and Italy. In Bratislava, the Alps Danube Adria will be a workshop of the regional tourist guides. We have at the moment people which sent to us registration from Ireland, from Sweden to Italy, to Slovenia, to Croatia, Austria, Germany, Czech Republic. Maybe if you join us, we have a couple of the rooms free for this very nice and very fruitful meeting. The next of our activities is always in Slovakia, the permanent contact with our colleagues. We are a small country, but the handshake and to be in person in the contact with our colleagues working, especially in the eastern or northern part of Slovakia, is very important for us. We never cancel this, and I think it's the correct way to go to our colleagues directly. And our roadshow, we speak about regional tourist guide meetings in Slovakia scheduled for the beginning of February. Yes, so we are always the part of the very active tourist guide family. The next International Tourist Guide Day in Slovakia will be promoted for the Saturday of 18th of February, and we organize, according to the 20th anniversary of our organization, the biggest workshop of really top speakers from government to the authorities in our city, with the key point rethinking the tourism, which is together with regenerating of our profession, one of the headlines of tourist guides. In the case of this on the 15th, we are in the discussion on the highest level of the professionals, and we promote our profession like in the last 19 years on 18. And maybe so far you prefer to be the part of our birthday party. It's the April 4th in Bratislava. You are welcome. 20 years, we are a younger generation, but I think with 20 years, we must be generation which is ready to be the full professional and really very, very seriously working. Right. This is so far from Slovakia. I wish you a very nice and pleasant afternoon here from Bratislava, and very, very nice Christmas Eve, and then Happy New Year. See you in person, maybe in Bratislava next year. Goodbye.
Thank you very much, Marian. Happy holidays and Happy New Year as well. And we thank you for your time, and we appreciate your journey. And as to move forward to our next presenter is our fellow tourist guide from the ARGOS, or the Association of the Regional Tourist Guides of Slovenia. Let us all welcome everyone, Miss Irina Cerar.
Hello, dobar dan. Hello from Ljubljana, Slovenia. It's great to be here. Thank you for having me. My name is Irina Cerar, and I am a licensed tourist guide in Slovenia, a licensed guide for Ljubljana and for Ljubljana Castle. But most importantly, today I am a member and a representative of ARGOS, the Association of Regional Tourist Guides of Slovenia. And I'm very happy to be here today with you so I can present our wonderful journey of 2022. Can somebody move the next slide, please?
One moment. We have to download and open the, oh, here it is.
Okay. So in 2022, we were very busy and active again. So I can honestly say that 2022 was a very busy and successful year for ARGOS. We organized and carried out a multitude of different activities. They were aimed both at the general public as well as professional guides. We participated in many very different professional seminars, various events, professional meetings and workshops. And we also participated as co-designers in several different Slovenian and international projects. Next slide, please.
We see your screen, Irina. Perhaps you can...
Can you see mine?
Yes, we see your screen.
Okay, excellent. So here are our 4 top projects in 2022. NGO, non-governmental organization, International Tourist Guide Day, continuing professional development, and inspection. So let's have a closer look at some of our top activities and top projects. In 2022, ARGOS received a status of non-governmental organization. And needless to say, we are extremely proud that we have been recognized by the Slovenian government as an association that works in the public interest and therefore works more broadly and goes beyond the interest of the members and is generally beneficial. Now, with this status, we can much more easily apply for various tenders. And we have also successfully carried out a project called Tourist Guides for the Elderly People in Retirement and Nursing Homes. As you can see here in this photograph, many members of ARGOS are still delivering wonderful guided online tours, and elderly people can enjoy these wonderful experiences from the comfort of their own homes or establishments. Now, one of the most important days in the life of a tourist guide, of course, is an International Tourist Guide Day. And like every year, also this year, our preparations for this big event started several months in advance. We dedicated a landing page on our website for this purpose and had intensive PR with media coverage. We organized over 100 exciting tours and activities across different regions in Slovenia, in different cities and also cultural institutions, all in the span of 10 days. And some of those activities were actually on the spot and some of them were hybrid. Then we are very much aware how crucial continuous professional development is. And I'm lucky and happy to say that our members do enjoy, whether be it professional specific or general training. And this year we took part in specific professional trainings on different topics, such as art history, archaeology, ethnology, gastronomy, politics, etc. And on top of that, our colleagues from different parts of Slovenia organized professional meetings in Višna Gora, Triglav National Park, on Vogel Mountain, Piran, and Ljubljana. Now, in spring, we noticed an increased numbers of groups visiting Slovenia, and at the same time, also increased number of groups without an employed local tourist guide, licensed tourist guide, as a representative of destination of the country, and or groups being led around without with a person without a license clearly visible. So we immediately contacted Market Inspectorate of the Republic of Slovenia, where after they issued a document and a letter, sending it to all travel agents and guides. And some of the most important bullet points of that document were that guiding in Slovenia is a regulated profession. Local guide is a representative of the destination and the country, and the guide's license must be clearly visible according to the Slovenian law. And not only that, actually Market Inspectorate carried out a few on-site monitoring, actually going out and checking for those licenses. Now, who are we as organization, as an association? Well, we are licensed tourist guides from 10 different Slovenian regions. We offer guided tours and wonderful experiences in over 13 different languages. We know how important it is to keep in touch, for brainstorming, to be support to one another, or just to simply laugh. And therefore, we have weekly online meetings, but also we have monthly regional meetings. So we actually get together physically. In February, we were so honored and thrilled to find out that our valued member, Nina Buch, was elected into the WFTGA Executive Board for 2022 to 2024. In March, we held General Assembly of our members. August was again a very important month because yet again, Slovenian Tourist Board launched a special tender for tourist agents, but more importantly for licensed tourist guides. And I'm happy to say that a lot of our members actually successfully made a bid and were eligible for those funds, subsequently organizing and guiding tours all across the country. These tours were sponsored or financed by the Slovenian Tourist Board and were therefore free of charge for the visitors, which gave the guides an excellent opportunity to be out there, to be active, to be guiding what we love the most, but also to demonstrate, especially domestic visitors, the importance of the licensed tourist guide for the local environment, but also for the country. Also a wonderful opportunity to reach new potential future customers and to increase our visibility on social media, because one of the key conditions to be eligible for those funds was actually constant promotion on social media. And then on November 25th, we celebrated our birthday, and again with a big bang, because we again organized some wonderful activities and guided tours. And some of them were just walking tours. We even had a boat ride. So again, extremely well received activity. Now, looking back to 2022, I can honestly say that we proved once again that our professional association is one of the most active tourism associations in Slovenia. We are committed and driven to be so, to continue to be very active in 2023. We already have some plans. For example, we are planning to organize a professional symposium, and we are very much aware that standards are very important in our field. So this will be one of our focuses in 2023, to work even harder on the standards. And this brings me to the end of our wonderful journey in 2022. I wish everybody a very nice continuation of this excellent meeting. And of course, all the best. Come and see us. And thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you so much, Ms. Irina, for that wonderful and very informative story in your journey. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Moving on, we are now going to go to Greece. Our presenter from Greece is Ms. Gemma Economopoulou. And Gemma is a board member from the Panhellenic Association of Tourist Guides in Greece. Gemma, the floor is yours.
Hello, dear colleagues from all over the world. Good evening. Kalispera, as we say in Greek. So we practice a little bit the Greek language besides how my surname is pronounced. Thank you, Marika. You did excellently good. So as Marika said, my name is Gemma Economopoulou. I have been a licensed tourist guide the last 33 years now. I'm a member of the board of the Panhellenic Association of Tourist Guides and the president of the Athens Association of Tourist Guides. So before anything else, I would like to thank both associations, the Panhellenic and the World Federation, for this wonderful opportunity. And once again, to tell you how lucky and fortunate I feel to be with you today. So it is true that we all serve a profession that is not just a piece of tourism puzzles. But I strongly believe that we are the main factor, the fundamental factor of our country's definitely history, tradition, legacy, culture. But what I personally believe, and I strongly believe that, is that we are the fundamental factors of our country's identity, appearance, and promotion to the thousands of foreign, but also to native visitors. So referring to Greece, referring to us, we are approximately 3,000, more or less licensed guides, covering at least 27 different foreign languages. And the profession, as other colleagues already mentioned, the profession of the tourist guide has been since 1977 in Greece, recognized and regulated by law, on which, among other things, has been based and established our education. What above all explains why we in Greece are Panhellenic guides, what allows us to guide all over Greece. So as I mentioned before, I have been working as a guide the last 33 years. And I have to admit that one of the hardest and one of the most difficult times in my career were the 2 years of the pandemic, the years of 2020 and 2021. Actually, last year, we had the opportunity to meet again and to testify our experiences. So speaking about 2022, now that we are out of the tunnel, speaking about the 2022 season, I would say that definitely was a much better season than last year. But nothing to be compared with 2019, just before COVID arrived. And in case that you need to have some numbers and always following the official numbers, from January till July 2022, Greece received roughly 13,500,000 people, while in the same period back in 2019 were of 15, more or less 15 million guests. So I assume that although the official figures have not been published yet about the entire season, it will be roughly around 18 million for 2022. So my personal experience is that Athens became probably one of the top-rated destinations, Greek destinations, because I am based in Athens. I'm an Athenian. We did experience that Athens got a considerable amount of travelers from different nationalities. But what we experienced this year was that many decided to travel on private basis. What actually means that they were quite skeptic to be part of bigger groups. So we experienced smaller groups, private groups. So they preferred and they like to travel in the safety of family members or with friends than to be part of a bigger group or on a cruise ship. So Athens got a considerable amount. Besides, I mean, the traditional popular destinations as some of the Greek islands like Mykonos, Santorini, and Crete. And probably things would have been better if we didn't have to deal with the phenomenon of the illegal guides that, allow me to say, has been strongly unpleasant since 2012. So for the last 10 years, we have to deal, allow me to use the expression, to fight against the illegal guides that operate in Athens, mostly in the bigger Greek cities, in Athens, in Thessaloniki, and they promote their tours through social media, either through the international platforms like Free Tours, or by having their own websites. And at this point, it's pretty sad that we don't have the support of the Greek state, of the Greek government, as we should or expected better to have. So it's a very unpleasant reality, although, as we mentioned before, our profession is regulated by law. It's a very unpleasant reality. And I believe that it's not just about money, but about the impressions given. It's how Greece is projected, is promoted to the eyes of the foreign visitors. And not just a falsification of history and legacy, but as I mentioned before, about how even the contemporary modern reality can be in Greece. I hope that at a certain point, the phenomenon will be minimized, if hopefully it will be absolutely and fondly solved. So I want to add, before I close my presentation, that one way to the other, all of us, no matter where we are, no matter where we operate, at a certain point, we have to deal with the same challenges, probably the same problems and the same challenges. So I fondly believe that this kind of webinars is a great help, first of all, to exchange ideas and to open up for perspective about our profession and the role that we all play in our country's tourism industry. So I would like to thank you all for this opportunity. I hope that someday I will be able to meet, if it's not all of you, many of you in person. And I would like to wish you all beautiful, wonderful, festive holidays and a smooth, safe, and more prosperous New Year. Thank you from the depths of my heart.
Thank you very much, Gemma. That's a very wonderful sharing of your journey, and we are very happy to hear about these beautiful stories. And to move forward to our next presenter for today, we will be able to have the Vice Chairperson from the Federation of the Hungarian Tourist Guides, or the MISZ, Ms. Eva Cesar.
Yes. Okay, so now I can see myself and I can see you too. Can you hear me?
Yes, Eva.
You can hear me. Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Okay, now, so okay, I have prepared a PPT, a presentation. So how can I? But it is only a text, so I couldn't have time to prepare with a video or with photographs or something like that. I had very short time to prepare myself for this presentation, to tell the truth. So shall I click on share screen or?
Yes, please.
Okay. Share screen. Okay. And this one. Yeah, okay. So can you see it now?
Yes, can you do the start presentation?
Start presentation. Where can I find this?
In the bottom, there is a slider. Yeah, in the right corner, in the bottom.
Right corner. Right.
There is a slider, plus and minus, and there is the icon next to the minus.
I can't see any plus and minus. Where can I?
In the PowerPoint.
Yes, in the PowerPoint. Yes.
Otherwise, we would share it for you.
Okay, please do it because I can't find this. Okay, I'm very sorry. So I have been doing such a Zoom meeting very long ago, and this is why I can't remember now. That's fine. So will you make the following screen, or shall I do it? Oh, okay, yes.
You just say next, and then I will.
Next. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Now, so so we are the National Federation of Hungarian Tourist Guides. We are 30 years old association, and we represent the interest of tourist guides working and living in Hungary. And we had now in this year, 2022, a new board elected. So we had in March the 25th General Assembly, and we elected a new board. Our new chairperson or president is Zita Kratofil. Next slide, please. Next, please. Okay. We have now 13 members in the board, and Zita have a high school degree on touristical economy. She speaks German and English and some French too. And she has been a tourist guide since 1995. And because of the COVID, she needed to have a full-time job. And she's still working in the St. Stephen Basilica in Budapest in the ticket office. And of course, beside that, she is doing also guided tours as well. But her time capacity is a bit limited. So all of us, especially me as a vice chairperson, we are needing to support her and doing a lot of work in the association. The new board has been very, very enthusiastic after having the elections, and really we have attracted also a lot of new members through these new people. So we are very, very happy about that. So we have approximately again 200 members, to tell the truth, just as we had before the COVID. Because during the COVID, yes, we lost several members, just like many other associations did. But now we are complete again. And of course, we are expecting even more and more new members as we are working on that very hard as well. So we had a lot of plans for this year, and I must tell you very honestly that not all the plans could be fulfilled in this year, unfortunately, but also at the same time, fortunately, because our capacity was taken by the guided tours. So to tell the truth, in this year, we had really, really a lot of work, a lot of foreign tourist groups, especially a lot of groups from the boats arriving on the river Danube. So from the ships, from the cruises, but also we had a lot of private guests as well. So and it was the majority. We could experience that the tourism is transforming from big groups into individual tourists who are coming with a family or with some colleagues, or just alone, or a married couple is coming. So it seems that in this way, the tourism will be changed in the future, at least in our country, but I think in other countries as well. So, for example, so we are following, of course, we are going on with representing the interests of the tourist guides in Hungary. It is a very, very important activity. We are going on with a cooperation with the tourism board, the National Tourism Board of Hungary. And I will come back to this topic later on. Then it was also planned to create new working facilities to contact schools and senior groups to offer guided tours or to guide them while their excursions. So we started with this activity, and we did already some of these tours, but it is just starting. We would like to go on with this activity. And then we organized also some tours in the St. Stephen's Basilica in and other languages other than English and German, because this is solved, this problem is solved already, but we don't had earlier Spanish or Italian or guides with other languages. So we are still working on that, but so we could already provide tourist guides with these languages as well to the St. Stephen's Basilica. And then we offered our help to the Opera House in Budapest, which was reopened after 4 years redecoration in March this year, to find new tourist guides for their guided tours within the building as it used to be earlier. And with the parliament is the same situation. However, with the parliament, we could not yet take the connection. And we planned also a lot of study tours inside of Hungary and outside as well. A part of that would be realized, just 2 of them. Like on the Great Hungarian Plain, there are 2 small towns, but there is a big horse riding park with a stable of more than 100 horses, and it was established in the 19th century. And at that time, there was a horse living there, and it was breeded by that person who owned a big area, and who had also a very beautiful palace, which is now a museum. And this person, Blasko, which was his name, had a horse. She was born in 1847 and lived 13 years long. And this was an extraordinary talented horse. She participated in 54 races, horse races, in Austria, in England, in France, in the Czech Kingdom, and in Germany, and in Hungary as well. And she won all of these races. So we can say that this was a wonder horse, so to say. It was really amazing what this horse could achieve. So this horse is very, very famous in Hungary still now. A film was also made about her life. And we had another study tour in Vác, which is not far away from Budapest. It's a very, very nice, very beautiful old town. This is an episcopal center as well from the 11th century. Okay, next one, please. Next. Okay. Yes, and always we will be invited to visit some new institutions. And in this year, we visited the new ethnographical museum, namely in Budapest, at the end of the most beautiful street, which is the Andrássy Street, which is also on the UNESCO World Heritage list. So there is a great park, the greatest park of Budapest, the city park. And there are in the last 4-5 years, 5-6 years, there are a lot of changes in this park, renovations. This park itself are under renovations. The new trees and new plants will be planted, but also some new buildings have been built, and there are still some on construction. One of them is the Ethnographical Museum, a very strange and very modern and a very interesting building. The other one is the House of Music, which is amazing, beautiful building, not very big, but very, very interesting. Japanese architect designed the building, and it got already by now several international so it became the best building in different contests, so to say. Now, please forgive me. So, okay, now, and we had also training facilities. We had a lot of presentations. We had fulfilled this point of our plan. We had already at least during this year more than 10 or even 12 presentation just to learn about our history and about European cities as well. Yes, and another topic what we planned already long ago, but just now we could start with that. We are organizing city walking tours among each other, so with the members, and in order to learn from each other in different languages. For the moment, we are doing this in German language, but we will do it in English and in other languages as well. Next, please. Next, please. Okay. Yes, and now I'm coming the most important topic in which we are right now, very, very much involved. Namely, we have. I could hear that also in different countries, like in Greece, even in Greece, you have to fight with this problem. To tell the truth, in Hungary, we have a law. There are even other laws and other regulation to regulate the activity of the tourist guides. Here you can find a number. This is the 33/2009 law, but unfortunately, there is no. It is not prescribed which authority should control on the streets the illegal guides. This is the greatest problem. So we have the law, but there is not implemented, not properly implemented. So okay, it is implemented, but the local on-site control is not implemented. This is the very big problem, and we are also facing for many years now, that groups are coming from all over the world, mainly from Europe, of course, also some Asian groups. For them is also very typical, arriving here, and they don't hire any local guides. So the tour leader is making the guided tour in Budapest, in our beautiful World Heritage sites like the Hero Square, for example, or the Buddha Castle. So it is very much hurting our interest, because less work can be done by the local guides. So if it is continuing, then no local guide will be needed at all. So it's a very, very bad situation. And now we were fed up with this situation after having written many letters to ministries, to authorities, and okay, we are working on amendment of this legislation for 3 years now. I have reported about that last year in this circle, but now we have been organizing groups to making inspections on our most important World Heritage sites, and so we are going there at 9 o'clock to the Hero Square, and we are checking the just arriving buses, and we are asking, do you have a local guide on the board? And in Hungarian language, of course. And if they don't understand our Hungarian language, then immediately we are telling them, we are facing them that they are doing an illegal activity, and we are handing over a letter. This is the friendly warning. So it's an appeal which we are giving them. Yes. Okay, next, please. This appeal, friendly warning, is containing this text, which you can read it now on my presentation. Tourism department is a part of the authority of trade. This is the task. The task of the tourism department is to license, register, and monitor tour agents, tour operators, and tourist guides, most importantly. And this tourism department is also registering and monitoring the cross-border service providers as well, because I have been checking the list. So we have right now 65 tourist guides who got the license or the permission through this cross-border service to guide here. Okay, that's fine, but all these illegal guides are not belonging to this 65 persons. So this is the problem. So and now we are very much involved in this work. We are organizing our groups, inspections groups, day by day. And yesterday I was talking with a politician in the 1st district from the Buda Castle district, which is the most visited area of Hungary and the most important World Heritage site in Budapest and in Hungary as well. And they introduced now a new system for the limitation of the tourist buses entering this World Heritage area, the Buda Castle, because in the last time there were too much buses allowed to enter this area. And then we asked them to allow that only those buses should be allowed to enter which have a local guide. And this politician answered, first of all, it's a very new system. So first of all, it has to be checked and finalized and so on and so on. But the next year, in the first half of the next year, they will work on that how it can be implemented, that the tourist guides will be also controlled. But for the time being, he accepted that we are sending this friendly warning to them. I have sent it already, and they will print it, and they will check if there is no local guide on the bus. They will hand over such a script, such a friendly warning. That's all what we can do for the moment. But on the other side, we are working to contact really all the authorities which could help us. So we are going on with this work on high level. Okay. So, and thank you for your attention. That's all what I wanted to tell you. maybe a very last thought that we are also having a good connection with those schools which are training future tourist guides, and there is also a university in Győr, not in Budapest but in Győr, who have a tourism department, and they invited us for the first time for their international conference where we could make a presentation on our work. So now really I am finishing my speech. Thank you very much for your attention, and I was really very, very happy to be with you here in this circle.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Ms. Eva. That was very interesting and lots of topics that are, good for discussion. So thank you for that. And now we're moving on to Turkey. And we have another association called the Union of Turkish Tourist Guides Chambers. And our tourist guide in Turkey is Majid Sashzadeh. Okay, Majid. So the virtual floor is yours. Welcome.
Thank you so much. I would like to greet everybody from Turkey and Izmir. It's a great pleasure to be with you here. This is my first time, by the way, and we were elected this year in 2022. The whole team, 5 people, the president and 4 members. Beside I'm a member of the board of Union of Tourist Guide Chambers. I'm also at the same time chairman of the board of Izmir, which we are the 3rd biggest chamber of the tour guides of Turkey. We have in total, just briefly, let me tell you about that. We were established by 2012 by law numbered 6,326. We have 13 professional chamber of tour guides in 7 different geographical regions, and with 13,000 tour guides, approximately reaching 13,000 so far now, and with 38 different languages. So we serve all of that. The system works, just briefly, how it works, let me tell you. It works by people graduate from the university, and as soon as they graduate from the university, they have to pass the language examination, which we provide that examination. Beside that, we have training trips, a week for each region. So because of that, we have 2 types of tour guides, professional tour guides, territorial, whole Turkey. That means he trained for the 7 different regions. And in the same time, we have regional tour guides. Regional tour guides, he doesn't want to go out of the area or has no time to go and have that all training. So he focuses on 1 or 2 regions and he works on that one. Or by the time, every 2 years, he add one more till he finish all of them. That depends on their needs. What else we do as a union, beside I'm also a member of the board executive committee, I am responsible about the inspection of the whole tour guides in Turkey. So that means we have 13 regions, 13 chamber of tour guides, and we have inspections in all different regions, and we plan them monthly with the Ministry of Tourism, and in some regions with the Association of Travel Agencies. We work together as a team, which we have 1-step advantage comparing to the Association of the Travel Agencies. We have right to do inspection inside of the site by ourselves, when the Association of Travel Agencies doesn't have that right. But outside of the site, we have to be together, at least with the Ministry of Tourism, to do the inspection, which I'll try not to go to so much detail since many people are waiting. I don't want to keep them, but I'll try to cut short the numbers. Let's say in total, we have 12,262 tour guides. Active tour guides, 9,395, inactive, 2,867. But let me tell you one more thing. So we have male and female difference. As I told you, we have 7 regions, Sea of Marmara, Central Anatolia, Aegean region, The majority, as you can guess, in Marmara, Central Anatolia, and Aegean region, Mediterranean, Black Sea, southeast of Anatolia, and east of Anatolia. 38 languages I mentioned. I'm not going so much details with the 38 languages. And then we have, it's quite interesting, the statistic about male and female in Turkey here. We have nearly, so far is active is about, let's say 35 or 40% of the tour guides, 35% of the tour guides are female here. Regional tour guides, I'm talking about territorial tour guides, females little bit less, but in regional tour guides number is so much higher than that. We have lots of activities we keep doing as since we are elected this year. We have worked with the Ministry of Culture, Tourism, General Director of Research and Education, intangible cultural heritage, personal development seminars, etc. We organize all these things with the ministry and do that work. We prepare lots of training, and we have headquarters system in Ankara, our capital city Ankara, and our headquarters main office in Ankara. We have a system called Tour Guides Personal System. All the information about the tour guides, what language they have, what specializing they had, which is recently became so important, especially in the last few years. There are two important topics are getting more popular: gastronomy and biblical. And when I'm talking biblical, it's mostly Christian biblical. I mean, I'm talking about being in Turkey, and biblical Christianity is becoming popular for the tours. So that start to encourage lots of people to have lots of training, and Chamber of the Tour Guides in different regions are focusing a lot on this training to prepare the guides to be able to welcome Christian people coming to Turkey to do their tours by knowledgeable tour guides. That's one of the important things. So this system is important, and actually we are trying to load new things for that system too, about legal and illegal, because we're doing all this inspection, and during this inspection we are facing lots of trouble, of course. Just let me tell you here, audit activities as a result of the inspection were carried during the April, May, and June. A report was drawn up 135 undocumented illegal guides. We found them. At the same time, we have activities and about 58 documented guides either were speaking language not registered on their license or has no contract, because that's by law. Once you get on the bus, you have to have the contract between us, between the travel agencies and yourself, and has to be all the details of the tours, and number of the people has to be written, including the language, and the cost of the money has to be the minimum amount that has been announced in the beginning of the year by the Ministry of Tourism, TUREB, and Association of Travel Agencies. In the same time, during July, August, and September, also we have all these inspections. That time, somehow the tourism increased, number increased, 214 undocumented illegal guidance activities we inspect, and 102 documented guides also reports was found here, and got we had the reports on them, and either deliver them to the discipline committee, or depends on the type of the issues they did, the Ministry of Tourism or our committee of discipline takes care of these conditions. So beside that, what we are doing, I mean, we have, you know, I mean, political things, but St. Sophia Church was converted to a mosque. In that time, the entrances became a little bit problem for the tourists. So because of that, we have to go to the Presidency of Religious Affairs, Governorship of Istanbul, and the Director of Culture and Tourism, travel agencies. We have to check with them to find the best way. Still, we are working on it. Beside that, we have in central of Anatolia, we have, as you know, Göreme Valley is the Cappadocia region, they have found a new road and they start to build that new road, caused some damages in the monasteries and the historical sites. So we have to stop them by that and warn them to be careful about these things. Trying to go so fast. Beside that, in this year, since the pandemic time, we had big problem during that time, and people were really having hard time, no work or nothing. So during the pandemic, no one was really getting the real amount of the payment has to be done. But later, as soon as the end of the pandemic and this year, people were getting so much higher what they're supposed to, they right to get that amount, don't misunderstand. But since the inflation also, people ask for what they need, and travel agencies to be able to find a good guide, they were paying the money that the guide was asking for. So as Boris has mentioned, I think, if I'm not mistaken, people were getting good payment. Is this warning for me? I don't know about the timing. Then we had a very hard time since we had the 2 years pandemic. We couldn't do examination, and we couldn't do, which the tour guide, the people graduated from the university has to get these things to be able to be a tour guide. You have 2 steps to go by. One of them, you have to go through the examination, and the second one, you have to have the training trip. So people stuck for 2 years. Then what we did, as soon as we opened the exams, especially in June, was amazing application happened. It was a bit shocking for us, I have to tell you. We were expecting 1,000 or something like that. It's about 1,600 people has applied for that. Let me tell you the exact number. Yes, about 1,600 people applied for the application training trip in the Inner Anatolia region between September and October 2022. Was about 2,352 regional tours were opened. Beside that, going very fast, we have joined the Tourism Investment Forum in 2022, World Travel and Tourism Council. We joined, our president has joined, delivered speeches over there. We had symposium in Cappadocia. That was quite important. It took 4 days, 1 day in Ankara and 3 days in Cappadocia. That was about biblical tourism in Turkey, with lots of academicians. Me and the president, since my specializing is biblical tours, me and the president, we both joined the whole discussion and the workshop over there. It took 4 days. That the workshop final was going to be a planning for the Ministry of Tourism, how to promote the biblical tours in Turkey to make attraction for them. So I think my time is over. Should I? Okay, that's very kindly saying. Okay, I'm very kindly. I'm so thankful for all of your patience that you listened to me. That's the best I could do. And I'm so pleased to be you and meet you. And I hope one day we'll come face to face. Happy New Year to everybody. Greetings from Izmir, from Turkey. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Majid, and happy holidays as well in advance. Happy New Year. Thank you for sharing your journey. And for our last presenter for today, we would like to now proceed to Moldova. Our executive director from the National Inbound and Domestic Tourism Association of Moldova. We welcome on board Natalia Turcanu.
Hello, everybody. I will share my screen because I have a presentation. So let me know if it's there. Yeah?
Looks good.
Good. So I'm representing the National Inbound and Domestic Tourism Association from Moldova. Actually, we are not a tourism guide association, but in the same time, we're still working close with our guide associations from Moldova. For our activities that we are organized press trips to Moldova, international exhibitions where we promote Moldova as a travel destination, trainings for the private sector, for the industry, We develop digital campaigns and familiarization tours for potential partners in Moldova during this 8 years of activity. We opened also the Tourist Information Center, and this is a good platform for the tourist guides to get new clients, and we are recommending those who are especially trained by WFTGA, because we had a nice activity before the pandemic started with the WFTGA when we started this journey to be part of this family. And of course, this year, as we are more into a lot of crisis here and with the war in Ukraine, so we try to do our best in this period of time, or these tough times actually, and we developed a platform, guidesofmoldova.com. That is a platform that aims to inform tourists from all over the world about tourist destinations, but as well about the tourism guides that they can have as their services when they are coming in Moldova. So also on this platform, we offered the chance to the tourist guides to write on the blog of this platform. And for example, we have good results in this direction. We need also to have more proactive guides to upload information about themselves and about the destinations they are promoting and covering in Moldova. Also, our work was focused on developing and continuing the activity related to the Next Tourism Generation Academy, just making the new or the young specialists more interested about becoming tourist guides, professional tourist guides, and ambassadors of our destination, Moldova. And in this regard, we updated and created new content, digital content on 360 degrees Moldova.travel with 19 locations integrated on this platform. And I will invite you in 1 minute to see one of the video that is to make a short tour in the most visited destination in Moldova, in Oldorhei, in Trebujeni village. It's actually part of our tourism offer. But what I want to emphasize is that we have a good collaboration with the State University. We had and we have a good collaboration also with the Ministry of Culture, who is in charge of elaboration of the policies in the tourism sector. And in our country, as we are small country but with a big heart, we have not so many tour guides, and with started with this training from WFTGA, Train the Trainers activity. We had the chance this year to have, I think, Elena Balețel to Cyprus for new training. So we really appreciate this, and we hope to have a good collaboration for the next year, and to benefit, to have win-win situation for our destination. So I think Sebastian has the link to the video. If you can help me to put this put the video, and I will stop the sharing. You will see this is part of the platform with the Trebujeni village, and yeah, let me know if I need to put the video.
I have no link for the video.
I'll try to do like this. Okay.
Is it with music? Then you have to stop screen sharing, start again, and click that you also share the sound.
Okay, I send the link to. No, I think I will not. I invite you to go to 360degrees.moldova.travel to see more videos about Moldova. as a travel destination. Yeah, it's maybe like this. And now the sound is working?
No. And we can't see the video. Can you put the video in the chat?
The link in the chat?
Yeah.
Okay. To everyone?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Give me 10 seconds.
I have my time, so.
Thanks, Natalia. So far, great information. We definitely look forward to future cooperation and the training of the tourist guides as well. I think your video is going to be a nice little ending to your presentation. But Sebastian, if we don't manage, we also have it in the chat. We can also share it with
YouTube does not like screen sharing at the moment, but we have it in the chat.
Yeah, so you go there and you will see a lot of locations in Moldova, just discovering them virtually. And when the times will be not so hard, so we invite you to visit our country, and we just are ready to see you in different other events and with other opportunities in our country or in our countries.
Thank you so much, Natalia. Thank you very much, and lovely having you join us for the association journeys. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, we will wrap up today's part 1 of association journeys. And in closing, I would like to take the opportunity to thank all our presenters, our WFTGA team, namely our Expo members, Manu, Marika, and of course, James for facilitating the green room and arranging the presenters. And then by no means last, Sebastian for our technical support. I think what was noted today was the amount of virtual activity that still occurs with regards to membership engagement, tours, education, and a lot more. We can also agree that virtual is here to stay in one way or another. We also saw some highlights of International Tourist Guide Day that took place earlier this year. So we're really looking forward to what's going to be done in February 2023. There was some mention of a shortage of staff in the hospitality and tourism sectors, some challenges with governments, regulations, and then also mention about key tourism markets that did not return this year. But again, some of our members did experience a really booming season. So really good to hear those different points of view on that. So let's see tomorrow in our association journeys if there are similar or different experiences. And then lastly, to you, our audience, we appreciate your support and hope that you have learned and are leaving with at least one highlight. To stay informed, please follow our WFTGA activities on all our social media channels. This includes information about our CPD Heritage Interpretation Training, which will be taking place at our Armenia International Training Center in February. We will also be celebrating International Tourist Guide Day next year with the theme of rethinking tourism, regenerating our profession. And lastly, don't forget to join us for our mini virtual conference in February, where we will feature some great speakers, panel discussions, and of course, we'll be sharing some important information about our 20th WFTGA convention taking place in Syracuse, Sicily in January of 2024. So see you tomorrow, part 2 of our association journeys. Thank you so much and goodbye from the WFTGA family.